Hello, my gardening friend. It is June 1st, and I'm going to transplant some tomatoes. So let's gather up the things we need and get down to the garden, and I'll show you how I do it. So here's some of my tomatoes and peppers I'm going to transplant. These are all winter sown in these milk jugs, and they're looking great. The tomatoes could have been planted a little bit earlier. I saw a bag of tomato fertilizer in here the other day. Let's see if I can dig it out. Oh yeah, look at that. It's back in there. Bunch of stuff on top of it. I'm gonna get my alfalfa pellets, which I've been using for fertilizer. Grabbing my shovel. Okay, then I'm gonna want some bone meal. I had a neighbor gave me a bunch of their stuff because they were cleaning out their garage. A bunch of organic stuff too. Thanks, Joe. And my trowel. I'm gonna plant one of these cherry tomatoes that I got the seeds from Ray at Praxis. He's not doing YouTube anymore. He's not selling seeds anymore. So thanks, Ray, for these tomato seeds. Okay, I'll start off by, I'm gonna put a cage around it. So this is where the cage was, and I already weeded it a little bit. So I'm gonna get basically a shovel's width the whole way around. And I'll go ahead and loosen that up. You can see my soil is not the greatest in this spot. But I'm putting it here because it's in the full sun. So it's gonna get a lot of sunlight. Tomatoes like a lot of sun, a lot of warmth. And also, it's a cherry tomato, so I want people to be able to just walk by and pick some whenever they walk by. So I'm gonna put that right in there. I'll put some of it in there so I can mix with the amendments I'm using. You can see that's just the Carolina clay. I haven't really done much to the soil at that spot. So make sure you click the bell and subscribe so that you'll get notified of any time I upload, so you can come back and see how this stuff is doing. All right, so I go ahead and put half a cup of these alfalfa pellets. Some people only use alfalfa pellets for all their fertilizing because they have a lot of good ingredients and a lot of good nitrogen. But I'm also going to put like the bone meal in, like I was talking about. Half a cup there, because it says 1 cup per cubic feet. So half a cup should be good for there. And this is also about a cup for cubic feet. So I'm putting a half cup of this Burpee's organic tomato and vegetable mix. All right. So I'm going to take my trowel and mix this up. Just break up these clods and move the soil around. Make sure that the bone meal and fertilizer gets mixed in there well. Then I'm gonna get some of my vermicomposting worm compost. Whoa, look at all these worms. I usually only put about a trowel full of compost in my holes, but the soil is so bad here, I'm gonna go ahead and put quite a bit in here, mixed with the soil. The clay is good, it has a lot of nutrients, but you have to mix it up so that the water can penetrate and not just get stuck there. All right, so let's look what it's looking like. See, that's already looking better than it was. At least it's got a little bit of back in there, a little bit of black soil. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make the bottom of this a little flat where we're gonna put the plant. And I dug down quite a bit. It's probably 6 or 8 inches. Some people will take the whole tomato plant and bury it as deeply as they can. But I saw some people this year that said that's not really a great idea. So I'm gonna plant these a little bit deep because you can see right here that the tomatoes put out roots along their stem. These weren't even in the soil, but they're starting to put out some roots. And they will grow roots the whole way up, which is why people like to plant them deep. I'm not gonna plant them as deep this year, and we'll see what happens. All right, so let's get this out. These are my winter sowed seedlings. Use milk jugs to sow them when it's still snowing outside. If you want more information on that, check out my winter sowing playlist. You can see that in the description or just in my video list. Now you want to take off the lower leaves. These are the leaves that are not true leaves. These are the first true leaves. I'm going to take those off too because it is going to be planted about to there. What you don't want is you don't want the leaves trailing onto the ground because the rain will actually splash bacterial funguses and stuff on there, which can be detrimental and your plant can die. Actually, that is quite deep, deeper than I wanted to go really, but that's fine. I'll just take off a couple more leaves. Then we're going to put our soil mix in, a little bit of the soil mix, so that the water can get the plant accustomed, or so that the plant can get the water down around the roots and wash all the dirt in. So I'm going to put my swamp water in, a good bit. Okay, we'll let that soak in for just a minute. Although it's not going to soak in as well here as it does in other parts of my garden because it's so much clay there. Right, so we're going to go ahead and put most of the rest of this in. And we're going to stop because I'm going to put some more alfalfa pellets in here. I'm going to put another full cup because I feel like my garden doesn't have enough nitrogen. Should probably get it soil tested. Probably be a good idea. All right, then I'll put the rest of this on. And go ahead and put the rest of the soil back in place. Looks like a happy plant. So start growing plant. And like I said, I'm gonna put a rebar tomato cage around there. This is one of the cheapest and best ways to get a tomato cage because the tomato cage that they sell in the stores are so tiny that they won't even hold a tomato. I mean, they're only about this tall. I don't know why they even sell them. Although they're good, they can be good for peppers. I like to put peppers in a cage like that. 2 other things I wanted to show you that I forgot. Sometimes I'll take the winter sowing container and get a final use out of it because you can read upside down there. It says Ponderosa tomato. So I'll know what I planted there. And also the lid isn't on that, so I can put water in there if I'm gonna water with the hose, and the water will go right down to the roots. So I don't have to stand there forever just giving it water, and I'll know exactly how much it got. All right, so hope those tips helped you as well. Let me know what amendments you're using on your tomatoes this year. So get out in the garden and go grow.